Hello, history enthusiasts. Today we're diving headfirst into one of history's most captivating mysteries, the fall of the Roman Empire. Imagine a civilization so vast, so powerful, it seemed destined to rule forever. That was Rome at its zenith. Yet like a majestic ship succumbing to the waves, this mighty empire crumbled, leaving behind a legacy that continues to fascinate and teach us to this day. Before we delve into the nitty-gritty, let's address the elephant in the room. Why should we care about a bunch of togas and gladiators from millennia ago? Well, my friends, the fall of Rome is more than just dusty history. It's a cautionary tale, a stark reminder that even the mightiest empires can crumble. By understanding Rome's mistakes, its internal struggles, its failure to adapt, its vulnerability to outside forces, we can gain valuable insights into the dynamics of power, the fragility of civilizations, and the importance of learning from the past. Who knows, maybe we can even avoid making the same mistakes ourselves. So, whether you're a history buff, or simply curious about the forces that shape our world, join me as we unravel the enigma of Rome's fall and discover its enduring relevance to our own time. Now let's lay out the roadmap for our Roman adventure. We'll begin with a whistle-stop tour of Rome's rise to power, from its humble beginnings as a small city-state to its transformation into a sprawling empire that dominated much of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. We'll then chart the empire's long and agonizing decline, starting in the 3rd century AD. Hold on to your horses, folks, because it's going to be a bumpy ride. We'll encounter corrupt emperors, economic meltdowns, relentless barbarian hordes, and even a dash of religious upheaval. But fear not, dear listener, for I, your trusty guide, will be with you every step of the way. So let's grab our metaphorical togas and embark on this epic historical quest. Section 4, from humble beginnings to mighty empire, Rome's rise and early troubles. Our story begins in the 8th century BC with a small village on the banks of the Tiber River. This humble settlement would, against all odds, blossom into the mighty Roman Empire, a testament to Roman resilience, ambition, and perhaps a bit of luck. Through shrewd diplomacy, military prowess, and a knack for absorbing conquered cultures, Rome expanded its reach, gradually conquering the Italian peninsula and then venturing beyond. By the 2nd century AD, Rome was at its zenith. This was the Pax Romana, a golden age of peace and prosperity. The empire stretched from the misty shores of Britain to the sun-drenched sands of North Africa, its citizens enjoying the fruits of conquest, cultural exchange, and relative stability. However, even during this period of unprecedented power, cracks were beginning to appear in the Roman facade. The seeds of decline, though subtle at first, were being sown. These early warning signs, often overlooked amidst the triumphalism, would later blossom into full-blown crises, ultimately contributing to the empire's downfall. The early days of Rome were marked by a blend of myth and reality. According to legend, Rome was founded by Romulus and Remus, twin brothers raised by a she-wolf. This mythological origin story, while captivating, was just the beginning of Rome's complex history. As Rome grew, it developed a sophisticated political system. The Roman Republic was established, characterized by a Senate and various elected officials. This system allowed Rome to manage its expanding territories and diverse populations effectively. The Roman military was another cornerstone of its success. Roman legions were highly disciplined and well-trained, enabling them to conquer vast territories. Their ability to adapt and incorporate new tactics from conquered peoples made them a formidable force. Infrastructure played a crucial role in Rome's expansion. The construction of roads, aqueducts, and public buildings facilitated trade, communication, and governance across the empire. These innovations not only supported military campaigns, but also improved the quality of life for Roman citizens. Cultural exchange was another significant aspect of Rome's rise. The Romans were adept at assimilating the customs, technologies, and knowledge of the peoples they conquered. This cultural melting pot enriched Roman society and contributed to its resilience. The daily life of Roman citizens during the Pax Romana was marked by relative comfort and stability. Public baths, theatres, and forums were centres of social life, where people from different walks of life could interact and enjoy the benefits of Roman civilization. Economically, Rome thrived on trade and agriculture. The empire's vast network of roads and sea routes facilitated the movement of goods, while fertile lands provided ample food supplies. This economic prosperity supported Rome's military and political ambitions. However, the concentration of power in the hands of emperors also sowed the seeds of future troubles. While some emperors were capable and just, others were tyrannical and corrupt, leading to political instability and unrest. External threats also loomed large. Barbarian invasions, coupled with internal strife, began to strain the empire's resources. The once unassailable Roman legions found themselves stretched thin, defending an empire that had grown too vast to manage effectively. As the empire struggled to maintain its vast territories, the quality of its infrastructure began to decline. Roads and aqueducts fell into disrepair, and the once thriving cities started to crumble. Ultimately, the combination of internal decay and external pressures led to the fall of the Western Roman Empire in the 5th century AD. Yet, the legacy of Rome endured, influencing countless generations and shaping the course of Western civilization. Today, the ruins of ancient Rome stand as a testament to its former glory. The lessons learned from Rome's rise and fall continue to resonate, reminding us of the complexities of power, ambition, and human endeavor. Section 5. The rot within, political corruption and instability. One of the most significant factors in Rome's decline was the gradual erosion of its political institutions. Over time, the very foundations that had once supported the grandeur of Rome began to crumble, leading to a cascade of failures that would eventually bring the mighty empire to its knees. The Roman Republic, with its system of checks and balances, had given way to the Roman Empire, ruled by emperors who, despite often being capable administrators, were susceptible to the allure of absolute power. Corruption became rampant. The transition from a republic to an empire marked a significant shift in the political landscape, where the concentration of power in the hands of a single ruler often led to abuse and exploitation. Emperors, more concerned with consolidating their power and indulging in lavish lifestyles, neglected their duties to the people. The needs and welfare of the citizens were often overlooked as the emperors focused on their own pleasures and ambitions. This neglect created a disconnect between the rulers and the ruled, further weakening the social fabric of the empire. The once efficient bureaucracy became bogged down in inefficiency and self-serving ambition. Officials who were supposed to serve the state and its people became more interested in their own advancement and wealth. This shift in priorities led to widespread corruption and a breakdown in the administrative functions that were crucial for the empire's stability. Political assassinations became commonplace as rivals for the throne resorted to violence to eliminate their opponents. The constant power struggles and the use of violence to achieve political ends created an atmosphere of fear and mistrust. This not only destabilized the government, but also eroded the confidence of the people in their leaders. This political instability had a domino effect on the entire empire, creating a sense of uncertainty and fear that permeated all levels of society. The lack of stable leadership and the constant threat of violence made it difficult for the people to feel secure. This pervasive sense of instability affected every aspect of life, from the economy to social relations. Without a strong and stable government, the empire was ill-equipped to deal with the internal and external challenges that lay ahead. The weakened state of the government made it vulnerable to invasions and internal rebellions. The once mighty Roman Empire, which had stood as a beacon of power and civilization, found itself unable to maintain its dominance and eventually succumbed to the pressures from within and without. Section 6. An empire on the dull economic woes of the Roman giant. Rome's economic woes played a crucial role in its decline, weakening the empire from within and making it vulnerable to external threats. The empire's once robust economy, fueled by conquest and plunder, began to sputter as the pace of expansion slowed. With fewer riches flowing into Rome's coffers, the cracks in the economic foundation began to widen. Inflation soared, eroding the purchasing power of the Roman currency. The government, desperate for revenue, resorted to debasing the coinage, further exacerbating the problem. Heavy taxation, levied to support the empire's vast military and administrative apparatus, placed a significant strain on the populace, particularly the lower classes. The Roman economy was also heavily reliant on slave labor acquired through conquest. However, as the empire's expansion slowed, so too did the supply of slaves. This led to labor shortages and increased costs, further hindering economic growth. The once mighty economic engine of Rome was sputtering, leaving the empire vulnerable and ripe for exploitation. The social fabric of Rome was also fraying. The disparity between the rich and the poor grew wider, with the elite enjoying lavish lifestyles while the common people struggled to make ends meet. Social unrest became more common as citizens grew increasingly discontent with their economic plight. The government, in an attempt to placate the masses, provided free grain and entertainment, but these measures were mere band-aids on a gaping wound. Infrastructure, once the pride of Rome, began to deteriorate due to lack of funds and maintenance. Roads, aqueducts, and public buildings fell into disrepair, further hampering economic activity. Trade routes became less secure, and merchants found it increasingly difficult to conduct business. The military, once the backbone of the empire, also felt the strain. Soldiers demanded higher pay, and desertions became more frequent as morale plummeted. Meanwhile, external threats loomed large. Barbarian tribes at the borders sensed Rome's weakening state and launched incursions. The once impregnable empire found itself increasingly unable to defend its vast territories. As Rome's borders contracted, so did its influence and power. The economic woes of the Roman giant were not just numbers on a ledger, they were felt in the daily lives of its citizens. Families struggled to survive, and the sense of Roman identity and pride began to erode. The decline of Rome was a complex process, but its economic troubles were a significant factor that hastened its fall. As the sun set on the Roman Empire, it left behind a legacy of lessons on the importance of economic stability and governance. Even today, the echoes of Rome's economic struggles can be seen in modern societies, reminding us of the delicate balance required to sustain a civilization.